Do not scratch your eyes!
Hello, I'm Justin and I'm a presenter on Do Not Scratch Your Eyes.
Hi, I'm Carl and I'm a presenter on Do Not Scratch Your Eyes.
Hello, and I'm Peter, and I'm also a presenter on Do Not Scratch Your Eyes.
Fantastic. So let's do an end of November review. Played 4 matches in November, none of which I can remember. I'm thinking, who did we play in November? Bristol City away, I remember, but that's about it. So let's go to the first match, which was, Peter?
Which was on an evening, and it was away in the capital of Wales, Cardiff City.
Yes.
Cardiff City. Home of the Bluebirds, once played in red for no apparent reason other than the whims of Vincent Tan, their owner. But yeah, we went down there. It didn't start off that particularly brilliantly because we went a goal behind, but a monumental thing, or things, happened in this game. We scored from set pieces.
Oh, yes.
Plural.
Yes.
Pieces.
It was an interesting game because I thought Cardiff actually did enough to deserve something out of the game. We did a preview of it, and one of the lads, his name was Philogene Bidace, which we called out as being a particularly stupid name, therefore one to look out for. We were inadvertently correct, and he was excellent and caused us no end of problems. But in the end, it was goals from Sir Alter at a set piece, and then also Ismail Assar scored with his head from a set piece.
Yeah, that was the one that he didn't know very much about, though, isn't it?
I don't care.
It hit him.
It hit him. Yeah, I don't think he hit it.
No,
Yes.
it hit him.
Yeah.
But when you're in the position that we're in, you'll take them any way they come.
Absolutely.
I think that was the first example of us showing a little bit more resilience under Bilic. It wasn't a Luton game where we played people off the park, but we kind of fought our way back in. We got set pieces. We won ugly, for want of a better phrase, and that was a good thing. Going behind to Cardiff, at Cardiff, and then pulling it back and winning 2-1 was exactly what we did down there in the promotion season. If you recall, Chalabar had a wonderful footwork on the edge of the box, pulled it onto his right and buried it to pull us back into the game. And then in the last minute of the game, back in 2019, 2020, during the COVID epidemic, so everybody was watching this at home, Adam Messina put it in. So, I mean, you know, in the 90th minute, and everybody went spare. Less hectic than that, I would suggest, in terms of the celebrations, but just as important to get down there and come away with something. Very good.
Very good. What was the next match in November then? Remind me.
Well,
I know this one. Now, I know
Go
this one because this is the one. Yes.
It might
This
have
is
been
the one that
Coventry
hurts
at
a little
home,
bit,
mightn't it?
actually.
Yes, it's Blue Cheese Day, of course. Yes.
It was. It was the day of the sky and indeed cheese blues. We went up and had a wonderful chat with Anne Swanson and Brian made me a cup of tea. Still no saucer, just saying. At the Cornerstone Church. I mean, here he is, a man doing lots of work for charity, and I'm sitting there haranguing him for a saucer that I don't even really want. I think this is important to carry on. So that was a nice day for us. But instead of joining us, of course, Carl, you and Mr. Leboff, other plans.
We went on the piss, basically. Yeah, we exactly, and we succeeded in that. Unlike the football team, a great day. We went up to try out the lounge, which was excellent. Food was great. Cheese not so good, and the football was turgid. I can't even say it. Turgid. Awful day of football.
The result was we lost 1-0, wasn't it? That match.
Yes. We were poor though.
Crap. It was suggested on Twitter earlier on that we came up with blue cheese to distract everybody away from the miserable football. I were to wish that we could invent such things.
Exactly what we did. Yeah.
Well, as I remember rightly, it was sort of a drunken interjection on a Twitter space.
It was,
yes, but it worked. You know,
it did.
We milked
yes,
it for all it's worth. If you'll excuse the dairy pun,
yes,
you excuse that.
Left a bad taste in the mouth, etc., etc. And let's face it, we did milk it over several days, which is quite fun. Very, very disappointing on the Saturday. On the following Wednesday, we were at home to what I can only describe as Paul Ince's Reading. I can't just call them Reading. I have to call them Paul Ince's because they were so shite. It was frightening. Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, Reading, in fairness to them, have had some shit teams in the past, but this one is really, oh my God,
Can I take it you haven't bought tickets for the FA Cup third round and have no intention of doing so, Peter? You're just for Reading running so deep as it does.
My concern about the FA Cup game is how seriously we take it, how seriously they take it, because it's just a question of nobody wants to go along and see a repeat of the MK Dons team where we put out a slackers 11. But I want to see a proper game, because at the end of the Reading game, if you recall, callers into the Twitter Spaces were ringing in just to cheer me up, because I was just so upset at the game where we'd won it 2-0, but both teams seemed to just want to go from the halfway line to the other side of the halfway line and back again. I was like, hang on, aren't you supposed to attack the goals at some point?
Yeah.
And Pedro, with a couple of moments, kind of settled the game with the 2 moments of class in the game. And I just need to see teams prepared to attack each other and have a go at one another. That's football. Without that, what's the point? What's the point of turning up at Vicarage Road on a Wednesday night, Paul Ince, and just going, we'll sit here for 0-0? Well, the problem is you're already 1-0 down, Paul. Perhaps you might want to tactically change your approach, you twat.
Have we now found our penalty taker, though, in Shelby?
Yes.
Do you think?
Yes, without a doubt. I mean, you've probably cursed him now you've said that, but
probably.
As we record this, but as we record this, Sarr is scoring penalties in the World Cup.
Hang on. He's missed the last 3 penalties. Is this a retroactive curse that you're talking about? He's already been shit for us from the spot, from 3 times. I mean, West Brom has not yet reached the fucking goal line, for crying out loud. I mean, he scores from 65 yards and can barely get to 12 yards.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of these don't look, walk up, casually tap it in penalties.
No.
You need to blast it. You need to whack it. You can't do this sort of. I don't like Panenkas or any of these sort of variations.
No, not on a penalty situation, because there are plenty of YouTube videos of them going pear-shaped where they try to chip the keeper and so forth, and they've just stood still and just caught it with one hand. It's the best one I've ever seen is where it hits the bar in a penalty shootout. I can't remember what game it was. I think it's in South America. It hits the bar. The goalkeeper goes off to celebrate that he's won, but it doesn't go out of play. It just goes up in the air, comes down, and
the spin takes it in.
And the spin takes it in.
Oh, dear.
Is that how you kind of make your life decisions now, whether or not I'll look at Dick on YouTube?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Why not? Why wouldn't you? I'm on YouTube. Fine. Of course. That's
go
my life
and have a look at the vlog for the last 3 months and see if you can find the irony somewhere near Blackpool.
I'm well loved and respected in Blackpool.
Yeah.
I love you now.
Yeah, you've chosen a different name next time you go up there, have you? A pseudonym.
Pseudonym.
Who's this name's Carlos? Don't worry about that.
Can I just say, this is how interesting the Reading game was that we started talking about.
Yeah,
South
I mean,
Americans
if we sat here in
YouTube
silence,
hitting the bar,
it'll be better. Yeah, it'd be better. Yeah, it was a dreadful game. It was
almost as bad as one of our preview games when nobody turns up. We start talking about Bristol Rovers' old ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, and the final game, which was on the 12th, was at Bristol Rovers' kind of rivals ground, Ashton Gate, which you enjoyed, didn't you? You liked the fan zone, but other than that, it was a bit of a shite day.
Yes. Yeah. Terry, again, just crap on the football pitch. But yeah, the day out was excellent. Bristol as a town. Well, what I saw at Bristol, I'm sure was excellent. And as you've just mentioned there, for an away fan, it's very Americanized outside the stadium. It's all the bars and food eateries are all lined up around the stadium outside. So you're all sort of mingling, and in the away section there's a little bit as well. So yeah, I was really impressed with that.
That's interesting though, because obviously being football fans and hating change and loving tradition, etc. And you say there the word Americanized, which is always kind of brings out the crucifixes and stuff, But you liked a bit of that. That was good.
But if I can put that into perspective just very quickly, the Americans are good at one thing, in my opinion, and that is food. They do not fuck up where food's concerned. If you order a burger in America or a main meal in America, it's a proper main meal. You're not going to go hungry for many days. So, beer not so good. They don't really understand beer, but in terms of putting on a culinary device,
Disco piss.
Yeah. In terms of, thank you, Peter.
We just had the Real Ale Society on the phone. They say fuck off with bells on.
Brown fucking
lager
shit.
top, you say?
Why would you want to drink something that makes you shit? Why would you want
so much of it?
Why would you want to do that to yourself?
What are you drinking? I mean, there's
your brown beer that sits on
okay, but have you ever had a really good wheat beer? like an Erdinger.
No, I don't drink. No, there's no such thing as a really good wheat beer.
It
Doesn't exist.
Yes, it
Mate, anything
does.
that makes you poo like that should be served out of a chemist,
Erdinger doesn't.
not in a pub.
No. Go to get a really good draft Erdinger. It's just the best beer in the
Erdinger.
world. Yeah, German.
The Germans do great beer, but not.
They do. There used to be a. Let's cut off topic now.
Can I just say
Now
something?
we're
Though?
going off
I've just slagged the Americans off for beer.
He's drinking a Budweiser. There you go. Well done. Yeah, he's just
getting
times are hard, ladies and gentlemen. Times are hard.
Yeah, apparently a lorry load of those were shipped from Qatar last week, weren't they? So that's fine.
They're cheap, yeah.
I bet. Yeah. Well, there you go. Other beers
Don't start me on the World Cup again.
No, don't. Let's not start him on the World Cup. So that was it. That was November. So a big thank you to our patrons who are Uncle Ron,
Kevin Crayman,
John Thakanardi,
Bosky,
Malcolm Williams,
Greg Fika,
Jason Rose,
Michael Abrahams,
Ian Bacon,
Ken Green,
Nick Newland,
and PDF.
Do not scratch your eyes.